Hi everybody, this is Susie. Thank you for coming to my channel today to watch this video. I wanted to share with you something that I've been working on for quite a while, back and forth. What I'm showing you here on the screen is some very pretty paper. It's actually called, I think it's called a Lotus paper. It's kind of a form of a lightweight mulberry paper, but much lighter. Oh, hold on a second, because what's the name here? Using Bamboo with Pink Blossoms. Yeah, if I remember, and if you can see the price, it was $8. My husband went to this place that he found downtown, and he surprised me one day and came home with paper. And then he took me back to this place, and he was like, why don't you pick out some paper that you wanted? And being that these were $8 for one sheet, which is probably like, I would say maybe, about 18 inches by 22 inches in size. That was pretty expensive, even though there's some like glossy shimmery of the gold branches here. I fell in love with this paper, so I wound up getting 3 sheets of this paper, and he bought me quite a large size box to play with, and that was probably in June or July, and I picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down, and I just really wasn't doing much with it. And several weeks back, I thought that since I've been just putting my design team supplies in there, I thought that I would do something different. And I'm going to be starting a new segment at the beginning of the year. And it's going to be a pretty nice segment. I'll give you the name at the time. Once I get the proper name together for it, then I'm going to be doing weekly segments with this particular item. So what I had done was I used this Lotus paper on the box that my husband had purchased for me, and I just took it from there. So I'm just going to explain the rest as I show it to you, okay? This is the top of my box, and I've been showing this to you guys as a sneak peek on Facebook starting last night. And I just want to share with you slowly what I have here, because there's a lot that's going on. These flowers that you see here are handmade by me. Those are made from cardstock, and I've taken so much time to put into these flowers to make them look as pretty and as realistic as they did come out. Also giving them kind of a vintage or dried out feel, if you would. I have also these flowers here that are in like a deep beige kind of color that I also etched. These are rosebuds that are very large. I don't know if you can see the flower that's next to it. You can imagine how big that flower is. And I'm just going to show you this side of the box right now, if that's okay. I have scattered pearls all over. All of the other flowers that you see here are from WildOrchidCrafts.com. You can get any of these flowers that you see here from WildOrchidCrafts.com. The other little tiny flowers are very old. They're over 10 years old. They're fabric, and they're from my stash, as well as the pearls. And these pretty colored, brownish, taupey colored gems that I have in this color, and in the champagne color, and in the clear on the other side. The beautiful Wild Orchid Craft flowers are scattered throughout the top of this box. And on this side, I'm just going to share with you so many things. This piece right here is actually a really long piece of lace that's antique lace from my mother-in-law. This lace is over 25 years old. I have several yards of it, but I never really use it because it means so much, and I use it on something that would mean a lot to me if I'm making something, so I try to really keep it. This metal piece right here is not glued down, but that's also from Wild Orchid Crafts metal embellishments, and so are these shooting pearls. And trying to turn this box around without everything falling on me, because I'm holding a tripod, to share with you the other side of the box, which has these really big rosebuds that I made, and I have to say they came out extremely pretty. I just love the way they look. I'm sorry if I'm a little close. I'm trying to get through every angle on a narrow table. Pearls and gems from my stash. Some flowers from Wild Orchid Crafts. Very, very pretty. This lace was gathered and sewed and applied to the box with hot glue, and it's such a substantial piece in its field that it's able to stand up like that. Forgive me, ladies, I'm just turning this box and I don't want to get anyone dizzy. And back to this, my husband went to an outdoor flea market out in New Jersey, and there's a lot of people that have a lot of different kinds of things out there, and this one woman had a store at one time, and these things were passed on to her. She used to sell antiques. So these are vintage doilies that I have on the outside of this box. There is one doily going one way, one another way, and one here to cover the entire box. The corners are Oloroso Wild Orchid Crafts seam binding that I made the bow first and then wrinkled it to give it a vintage feel, an old touch. This box is to reflect something that you'd see in your attic or find in someone's home in an attic that may be left behind for someone. This long strand of cameos and little cupids, that came from Michael's craft store. I got that several months ago on sale. You'll also see here at the bottom there's this beautiful filigreed gold and black locket with a flower on top of it. It is a locket. It does work. And there's a pearl. That came from a necklace that I had purchased in a shoe store over the summer. Very pretty. And I had also taken, that necklace came with about 6 or 8 hearts on it, so I bought 2 necklaces, buy one, get one, the next one half price. And I thought it would be kind of cool to take off the gems from those necklaces, and in the end you're saving money and having all of these extra pearls and gems and hearts and whatnot hanging from that. So I did that on that. Here's how the box looks from a further away angle, and as you can see, I use this Lotus paper. I did use it. It's very thin, the paper, and I used it with Mod Podge. I wasn't too thrilled working with it with the Mod Podge because it wasn't easy laying it down like you're using cardstock, because it's so thin. When it's wet it becomes really frail, and I didn't want it to tear. In some places it did a little, so I tried to work with it. The legs are the foundations from Tim Holtz, which I love. And as you can see, along the edges here, there were some pieces that remained stuck off of the paper, off of the box, and I purposely left it that way, and I etched it all with vintage photo and a sponge all around. So if you notice the darkness over here, that was not like that originally. I made it look like that, and I did that all the way around the bottom, all the way on all of the sides, the top of the box here. Sorry, I was close there. The top of the box all the way around. This piece up on top here is all glued down. I used my hot glue gun, and the entire box, all four sides of the box, the top of it is all covered. And I just want to share with you the inside of the box. I'm going to put my tripod down for a moment, if you don't mind. I'd like to show you the inside of the box, which at the time, you know, that's why it's so hard for me sometimes to make these tutorial videos, because I never really know where I'm going next with something until all of a sudden this light bulb turns on. So I wound up painting the inside of the box. I mixed 2 paints together, a flat pink color and a pearlized champagne color, and I wound up getting this color, which is pretty nice. But if I were to paint it right now, I'd probably paint it like a wood color inside. But it's fine the way it is. I'm happy with it. It looks a little chipped in places, and that's good because it means that it's been worn looking, and that's the way I was going. This is a doily that I have many of them. My husband bought. In fact, I'll just quickly show you some of it. I don't have all of it on hand because I have them separated by size, and I have them in a Ziploc bag. See that? It's filled with about 40 doilies in all different sizes. And so he was walking around looking for tools and saw that, thought of me, and got me that. Anyway, I ruffled up the edges here by sewing it, and I glued it down. See at the bottom there? All around. And you can simply just put anything in. I mean, if I want to put that in there, I could. You know, if I want to put anything in there, my charger in there for my cell phone, it'll hold. What will I be using this for personally? I was kind of thinking about keeping my Bare Essentials makeup in there because they're all flat containers, and the brushes could always go on the side. I can make some straps here, but I think I'm going to be using it for a weekly project for YouTube and videos, and you'll see what that is as the time comes into the new year. And so that's basically it. I've been moving around a lot since very early this morning, so forgive me if I'm sounding tired or a little breathless. And this box was really interesting to make because I had this this feeling that I wanted to put flowers. I wanted to use some older fashioned style. I wanted it to be vintage looking. I wanted this to look like something that could be on a tabletop. Right now it's going to remain where it is in my craft room. However, if I change my mind and don't use it for a weekly series on YouTube, this will probably go in my bedroom because it's so beautiful. And I have the head and footer Victorian bedroom set in cherry mahogany, so this will look really pretty on the corner of one of the dressers in there. So I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing this box and the embellishments, some from Wild Orchid Crafts flowers, these beautiful roses that I made. I know everyone asked me for a tutorial. It's just that I had done one on tiny flowers once before on how to make these. It's just a matter of changing up your size flower that you want to make. These are the flowers here. Just really very pretty. See? I love it. I love to craft. Mostly I love you guys because without you, I would never really have the motivation to keep going, even though I would still be crafting, but I really enjoy your compliments and just coming back to you every day. So again, thank you so much for stopping by and seeing this video, and I really hope that you enjoyed seeing it once again. And thank you so much for watching. Oh, by the way, I have a blog, SuzieCrafter10.blogspot.com. I'm also on Facebook as Suzie Crafter. So have a great day, everybody, and thank you again for watching. Bye.